and welcome to Waste Breakfast, where we'll talk about everything governance, mental health, self-development, and of course, entertainment. My name is Godspeed Israel, and I'm joined by my amazing co-anchors, Joy and Amy. Hi, buddies.
It feels so good to come back to the major city.
Only what happened yesterday, Jesus Christ, she wasn't here, and I missed you.
Aww, but you need to stop calling me out on TV though. Like, no one really needs to know.
I was about to ask you.
No one really needs to
really
know.
want to know.
Really?
I know you guys
really
be missing me
know.
though.
I was just going to ask.
Of course I want to know. What
Wanna
happened?
know? Should I actually be honest?
Be honest.
Shoot yourself.
Be honest.
Should I be transparent for the cameras?
Hey. Voila.
Well, I promise you guys, it wasn't intentional that I wasn't here yesterday. The thing is that I broke my phone in my sleep, so my alarm didn't wake me up. Like when I woke up, like my phone was completely blanked out. It just wasn't working. So I had to go fix it in the morning.
Accept my sympathy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See,
I feel like you've been getting probably fake screens.
Hey.
According to our technical
seriously, it just shows that probably
it's not that. No,
working.
just is not that. According to our technical director, you don't used to pray in the morning. You should start praying.
Because I think
only your screen will have problem. Only you wake up with it. Don't worry.
It's a
Well, I mean,
horror.
I do be trying because of that. You know, I made it all the way to my sister's school yesterday just to call Joy, just to use her phone to call Joy, to, you know, just be like, I'm so sorry, it wasn't my fault, I was really sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're happy that you're back, right?
Period.
How do you feel? How you doing?
I feel great. Today's a good day. I mean, TGIF. Thank God
Do
it's
you
Friday.
understand? How about you,
Good
Joy?
Friday.
It is. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good Friday.
What do you think we should wish Christians now?
Happy
Is
Good
it
Friday.
welcome to the Easter period?
Yes, Catholic Church. That's not what's drama.
Okay, yeah. It's their tradition. It's something that
And sometimes it's just
cultivated to their doctrine.
Doesn't have to be Catholic. So guys, I know Trinity House is having, you know, Pastor Itwa's church is having this really big show put on today, and I feel like you guys should go watch it. It's going to be great.
Nice.
Last time he brought a whole horse to church.
Oh, okay.
Bringing
That's
Jesus in.
sounding nice.
Yeah.
I think we'll think about it.
It's
In front
really
of my office, there's a cow, so you might want to say there's a cow.
I mean, so yeah, today we'll be discussing the topic skit-making from viral videos to paychecks. But before we even dive into this intriguing subject, let's take a moment to catch up on the latest headlines around the globe. Please stay with us. You're still watching Waste Breakfast. I'll be taking you on a captivating journey across Africa with The Punch, Nigeria's prime newspaper. The major headlines read Central Bank of Nigeria rises capital base for mega banks to 500 billion naira. Cardoso give banks 24 months to recapitalize, national lenders to raise 200 billion naira, others 50 billion naira. High Chief Government Akpami Polo, known as Tom Polo, and Tan Tita Security Service celebrate our president at 72. At the top left side of the masthead, Buhari, National Assembly, Sanwo-Olu, others hail Tinubu at 72. Lastly, Delta bloodbath, military may place bonds on monarch, others declare wanted. And that's all on the headline for the Punch newspaper. So the headline that caught my interest is the headline at the top left side of the masthead that said, Buhari, National Assembly, Sanwo-Olu, others hail Tinubu at 72. Now, what our newspaper is telling us is that ex-president Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday, which was yesterday, extended birthday greetings to our one and only His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who just turned 72. today. So yes, Buhari, when he was sending his birthday wishes, he said that that he is commending Tinubu for making sustainable efforts in overcoming the many problems of the country. you see, where emphasis on, when I read this, I had to think again in my head. I'm like, commending all the problems he has taken care of in Nigeria. But I'll first start with happy birthday, one and only president of Nigeria, current president of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Hail! Hallelujah!
Happy birthday!
Yes. I mean, he turned 72 today. That is beautiful.
I mean, shout out to you, Bola.
Not be smart. See the way you're saying the shout out to you. It's more like you know him personally.
No, I do have a PSA.
Okay.
You know, sorry, this is to you, Tinubu. I don't think you should be afraid to say your real age. I mean, it's okay if you let us know that, you know, you're around 88 to maybe 90. I mean, it'll be fine. We'll heal you.
I think it's probably just your perspective. There are people that look younger than their age. No, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. There are people that look younger than their age, and there are people that look older than their age. So I don't think you should hold people ransom to how they look because of their certain age.
No,
you know?
It was just a joke. I wasn't holding nobody ransom.
I feel you.
But just for me,
so what do you think?
For me, I say happy birthday to you, Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I pray that in your new age, more wisdom, more guidance to rule the country.
Amen.
And according to our big uncle, Uncle Buhari, commending you for all the efforts you're doing so far, and I just hope you get better. And one thing that is very interesting about his birthday was that he came up to say
he doesn't want to celebrate. You know, I wanted to say that. Yeah, because of the whole things that have been going on.
I in my head, I'm like,
I am surprised to see that punch. Do you get? I mean, he already came out and said it.
Because at the end of the day, after the birthday pass, I'm not praying it, but then again, it's Nigeria. Things are just going to happen. So it's one day that is special in your life, so you might as well just celebrate it.
So some people, they just feel like, probably like, do I say PR, or it was just saying it so people don't feel like he's not concerned and all of those things.
PR or not, Baba, celebrate your new age.
72 is a big age, you know.
And it's a blessing. It's a big blessing, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Oni, let's hear your headlines.
I'll be moving away from the African continent to an international spectrum, and I'll be taking today's news from the New York Times. So first, here on the headlines, we have Tesla. A symbiotic relationship could offer leverage to Beijing leaders. We then have, as the main headline, the fateful minutes before a bridge crumpled in Baltimore. Audio reveals distress and actions. On the bottom of the paper, we have Israelis deploy high-tech tool to surveil Gaza. We then have symbol of rectitude in Senate and would-be vice president. And least but not last, we have fairy sculptor who made the immense intimate. Okay, so obviously, the news that stands out to me most today, obviously, is a fairy sculptor who made, my bad. Is the fateful minutes before a bridge crumpled in Baltimore. As we all know, there was a ship that lost control in Baltimore and that literally crashed into a bridge, making the whole bridge collapse.
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
the thing is that minutes before this happened, yeah, like they did get an alert that the ship had like lost control of like their steering wheel. So like they tried to do everything possible to, you know, prevent damages or prevent catastrophes and just save people. But obviously, like, they didn't have enough time, right? It was minutes before the ship hit, so they were able to save about 2 people, but they still have 4 people missing and presumed dead, which is just really sad. It's just really, really, really sad.
I think we should just fall back to people, you know, constructing these ships and all of that. They should just be extremely careful. But at the same time, it's not even really their fault because the truth is accidents always happen.
Yeah.
You can't blame a Benz, the owner of Benz to, for example, now your Benz got spoiled or something. You can't hold the owner responsible, because as at the time you bought it, it wasn't spoiled. You know?
But we do need to thank the people that obviously, came on there, took charge, and managed to, like, manage the traffic and, stop people, or the people they could stop from going on the bridge before, the thing hit. Because if they didn't, I'm pretty sure that this would have been a major disaster. It would have been really bad. So,
I agree.
yeah.
Joy, let's hear your headlines.
All right, so I will be guiding you this morning from the Guardian newspaper. And the major story reads, famine is setting in. UN court orders Israel to unblock Gaza aid. And right beneath the newspaper at the bottom left, I have Thames Water on track for renationalization. And beside that, at the bottom right, I have businessmen who gave £5 million to Tories United. Now, the story that I'm going to be reviewing this morning is a major headline that reads, famine is setting in. UN court orders Israel to unblock Gaza aid. Now, the story reads that the International Court of Justice has ordered Israel to allow unimpeded access of food aid into Gaza, where a significant section of the population are facing imminent starvation. And then there's also a significant legal rebuke to Israel's claim that it is blocking aid delivery. A panel of judges at the UN top court has already been set and is considering a complaint from South Africa that Israel is committing genocide in the Palestinian territory. And then they issued a ruling after an emergency measure right here in March that obliged Israel to admit and administer emergency aid. So this is just still speaking to the Gaza war. I think this is almost how many months now into the war. And it's really not making sense. For whatever reason, Israel and Palestine are still fighting over this. I mean, it's really not making sense. I know that over the years, I think as of last year, a prominent pastor in Nigeria came up to say, our brothers in Israel, our brothers and sisters in Israel, we are praying for you and we are praying with you. We trust that God is going to help you. But at the end of the day, I'm coming to ask a question. God is going to help you. How is that going to happen? It's not like we're expecting manna from heaven to fall down on earth. Already famine is setting in into the country because why? They're already blocking. They're blocking aid from food delivery, from medical delivery, Medicare, and it's quite horrible. I can't even imagine myself in that state. So just linking it to today, and then there's a significance attached to today, which is Good Friday. I'm just hoping that this solemn day rests in the minds of everyone, especially those in Israel. Sure, you know why I'm calling you out. But then again, let's just use this to solidify our mindset and our hearts to see that we come to an end to this war, because it's really, really, really not making sense at all.
At all.
So, I mean, just like I've always said, that there are so many things happening around the globe. So many things are happening. I just hope, like I would always say, I just hope that the governments in those countries do the needful. Like, make sure that they're working on their responsibilities and they're doing it properly.
They really need to.
So, yeah, we'll be going on a short break, but before we do, it's right or important to inform you that we're having a guest on the show today, ready to shake the table. Our amazing guest is no other person than Dostimir Nuruddin Akiyegene. Please stay with us.
Security is something that tampers with everything. Absolutely. It tampers with the investors coming into. Absolutely. The reason why we don't have enough investors coming into Nigeria or pouring into Nigeria, irrespective of our growing and thriving economy, is because of insecurity. It started with expatriates. Expatriates in Port Harcourt and the likes, on the road they're kidnapping them and they're asking for their ransoms are in dollars. Yeah. And then now you're kidnapping school children. Like, when is it going to end? Are we ever going to have an end to this? It just doesn't make sense.
As Nigerians, we're desperately detached from the governance process, and we're suffering as a result of it. Nigerians need to be more interested in those numbers, because you see, if you open those documents, Miriam, you will cry. You will weep for this country. It's a travesty what happens where projects are repeated year in, year out. For example, you say vehicles for a particular ministry, and you find that every year they're buying vehicles. And you wonder, are they recruiting new staff every year? The reason that we are not developing at the pace that we ought to develop, for example, is that we're under budgeting. We are now finding repetition, copy and paste budget processes, and all of that. So this is really terrible. It's something that we've got to fight.
Realistically speaking, there's no way you tell me that somebody, somewhere, somehow doesn't have an inkling of what's going on. In those villages, okay, fine, we say, okay, there are rural areas and all. Does it mean that they do not have security? You mentioned something about, okay, how long will it take them to get there? The truth is that I don't think those people even exist. Like the law enforcement agencies, I don't think they even exist in those areas, because how far away is the forest that they've taken 200 people into? That first of all, you can't hear voices. You can't see footprints. Did they burrow holes? Are they rabbits? Did they pass through holes that were burrowed?
No evidence.
Do you not have the topography of the area? I mean,
Alright, I see you. I see. Hey, Shabobi, where you? Lap.
Who please? You get some slap where they go slap you, your frame will fall.
Now you are the call. I say make you laugh.
Okay.
Who goes you?
No, I dey go that street with that side.
I say who goes you? I just say they call you number one for street. Who goes you?
Oh, those people, no mind them, Jare. Now because say my mama na first wife for my papa side, and me I be first son. No, then I want one be that. Now why did they call me number one?
Okay, now why they call you number one? Abi?
Yes, sir.
I know why number one they call you. I say number one they call you.
Bros, I beg now. You never reach this one.
No, nah, number one they call you.
Bros, I beg. Today na my birthday. I won't go celebrate for house.
The birthday won't help you celebrate. Our number one they call you.
Sure, bros.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, go polish on this evening, you will die.
Omo, thank God say na drink, sha. Omo. Chineke.
Oga, wait, John, what did they worry of this newly dead body self?
It's not possible.
I don't die.
So, no, come. Let me do that. Oga, don't waste my time. Nobody you go die today.
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like that stuff was so funny. What do you guys think?
Okay, so for me, I didn't see it coming. I mean, I didn't see that coming.
It was so nice. So again, I mean, today we're discussing on the topic skit making, from viral videos to paychecks. Remember that you can join this conversation by either sending us an SMS or a WhatsApp message, or even phoning. The numbers are displayed on the screen. So yes, joining us now is Donsumo Nuruddin Akini, popularly known as Omoobaoflagos. He's a graduate with certificates of media and mass communication from Lincoln University in Malaysia and studied cinematography at Paris University in Benin Republic. He's a multi-talented creator, a skit maker, a cinematographer, a filmmaker, and a songwriter. Hi, Omooba. See the struggle to call your name, Holy Ghost.
But you didn't pronounce that right now.
It's simply called Akaniyene.
Akaniyene, it's simple.
That's it.
Thank you.
Akaniyene. See?
Probably because she's from there or
You're Nigerian. You're Nigerian. You need to learn Nigerian names.
I know, but I think I will not have an
Pronounce
issue.
it,
Oh, yeah,
so-
pronounce.
It's not Akaniyene.
Oh my God, it's not Akaniyene.
You see. So you're saying now that it's literally not easy.
Was I wrong?
It
No,
different. Do you know?
you actually pronounce it.
I think it's just with an accent. Sorry, it's the way I speak. My bad.
Whatever.
Yeah, but
I
there's
just,
no
I
I.
just, I just feel like one of the things with this native name is, at first you're not from there, you would always kind of struggle until like you start getting used to it. Assuming me and Omooba met, and probably he made me to start pronouncing him like that, I'm very sure we'll not have an issue. So I would say it's your fault like this.
But then if you want to dwell on that,
Yeah.
it's a thing of just look at the letters.
And
You are
pronounce.
saying Akiniyene. There's no an I there.
there.
So it's an A.
So where did I get?
Akiniyene. So you don't even need to be
Akaniyene.
from there.
Akaniyene.
Just look at the words.
I like the way she pronounces it.
Yeah, we go learn now, now. International babe.
Period.
Oh my God! I feel like today's topic is literally going to be an interesting one because we have Omooba on it. Come on! I was so excited when I watched that video. Like it was a whole lot. And you know one thing I love about Skit-Making recently is the fact that most people do it for passion. Most people do it for money, right? Which that's why I'm happy that Omooba is here because he literally would now teach us how to, not just be a skit maker, but a businessman while doing skit, So yes, thank you so much, Omooba, for coming, right? So let's start from initials. When you started skit making, did you do it for money or was it passion? Just give us that journey on how you started.
Okay, so it was not really for the money.
Okay.
It was first of all, shout out to my friends, my teammates who made me where I am today.
All right.
So if not for them and their support, I'm not where I am today with myself. Without my team. So it was just shooting for people, creating content for people, giving them content ideas, and I just decided like instead of me doing this for them, I could just do my thing myself. So I started doing that and it turned out well for me.
Nice. So that video we watched here,
Yeah.
how did you come across like the story? I feel like to be a skit maker, it's a whole lot. It's just like music, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to sit down, you have to think of a story. Now, not just think of a story because it's not like normal telling stories. You have to make sure now that it is funny. So it is a different ball game.
You just have to have some serious creative directing.
Do you get?
skills.
Tell us, what's the initiative?
Yeah, the thing is, at a point, I noticed my crafts were not really pushing, so I needed to just like change some things, have my own niche, you understand? So I just decided to bring up that ending part.
Okay.
Yeah, to give the audience something,
A different vibe,
yeah. So I came up with it one day and I was like, instead of me dying, I created this content and just instead of me dying, let me just wake up and pretend like as if I didn't do that.
Like you were confused, right?
Later on, seeing me like this is still my dead body on the floor and stuff like that. So the content that day I was with my boss and I was watching a film, and the person there it was hit by a car, and I was like, imagine me being in that position. How will it feel? And my boss was like, anytime I'm trying to create content, there's this kind of look that comes on my face, and it was like, you're thinking something again. let's hear. Yeah. So it was not finished yet. So when I brought the ideas, then my team had to patch it up and
Beautiful. So when I was walking through your bio, I saw Mr. Foolish. So how come that name? Because I feel like I understand that everybody, when it comes to skit making and music and all of that, everybody wants to have, like, just like you said, a different niche. You have, like, something different. Your strategy has to be quite different so that people can see you differently. It's just like, I think before now, we are talking about the Shank and all of these persons. When you hear Kiki, you know it's a problem. When you hear Shank, you know it's oh, wow. So, I mean, the fact that you came up with Mr. Foolish, how did that go?
Okay, yeah. Before, I don't use costumes for my content.
I noticed.
Yeah, I don't use costumes for my content. But there was this day I just decided, I was just searching through my wardrobe, and there was this trouser that I used to wear that was longer, was now shorter. So I didn't just want to, and I love the pair. I didn't just want to abandon it. So let me just start using this for my content. Right. So, and I just said, I need to look funny. I need to look stupid. Because the content creation, if you're not stupid, you can't
sell. You're very Jota now.
Exactly.
You can't sell.
And so I need to look stupid. So I just picked up one suit. And immediately I picked up a suit, I just took a picture and I posted. And someone just commented, "You look like a foolish person."
Oh my God!
So that gave me, and that name has given me a lot of recognition.
So I have a quick question. So is that whole name like your trademark? You know how people have like their trademark or their niche? Say like she gave like Shanks or even like Odumodu with his hats or whatever. Yeah. So that name, is that going to be like, or is that like your trademark for you?
Yeah. It's just like Mr. Funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sabinus.
Yeah, Sabinus. I agree.
Omoobaoflagos, Mr. Foolish.
Come on, shake your tables. I feel like Joy has something to say.
So is there a formula for creating consistent content, or is it just about luck and timing, or is it something that you just get to a particular space and it just hits you on the spot and that's when you just create something?
Well, about creating content, it's about luck and timing, I'll say. Okay. Yeah, because there are so many people who these known bloggers have posted and they didn't go anywhere. You understand? And some, they post just once and boom.
No. Okay, I feel you. I feel you when you talk about the luck and timing thing, right? But I have observed that there are upcoming artists that look at you people, for example. They look at Omooba and be like, oh, okay, Omooba, they wear orange, or they see how they do in Tino, and they try to behave like you guys. Which for me, I don't think that's something right to do, because you're actually just selling Omooba. You're not selling yourself. You're selling what's your take for those kind of persons? When you spoke about the fact that the whole Mr. Foolish thing came up with when you just looked, right? Yeah. What other initiative do you have for these upcoming skit makers so that they can actually hear, listen, and try to work on themselves without having to follow you, wearing your clothes, or follow Brain Jota now putting on green shirt, you know? So
yeah, just create your own craft. That's all I'll say. Okay. Create your own craft. Be unique. Because there's no how they want to identify you that they will identify me if you're copying my craft. You understand? Right. So it's just like me saying, okay, if I want to mention someone that's copying Brain Jota, do you know this guy? Who's guy? This guy that used to do like Brain Jota.
Yeah, he speaks like him.
He speaks like Brain Jota.
Yeah.
He does like.
There are many of them.
So there are many of them. So just be yourself. Create your own uniqueness.
Yeah, because I think what makes a skit maker really special is their like unique person, right? Because like you see how like you can say like Shanks is completely different from Omooba or Mr. Funny or something. Like it's just like your individual uniqueness that will just make you stand out. And I feel like you don't need to copy anybody or follow anybody to be in this whole skit making business. I mean,
but sorry.
Okay, John, let's hear you.
People have been going.
Let's hear you. Go on.
Identity, me. I'm a business, money-driven person. So for everything that happens, I like to see the monetary value in it, and that's going to pose my question to be. So I'll take you back to something. Over the week, I watched a video online where Bobrisky said that. Okay, what pronoun do I use now? Bobrisky does not invite skit makers to Bobrisky's party. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. Bobrisky does not invite skit makers to Bobrisky's party because Bobrisky feels they would not spend enough money because Bobrisky feels like
you guys are not
earning enough. So how do you tend to monetize the skit making industry to become profitability and to become revenue generated. So it's not just about creating content to make people laugh, but creating revenue
from
around
viral
it.
videos to paying checks.
So actually, yeah, Nigeria as a whole, we are not eligible for monetization.
Okay. I like what he said. Real.
So when you mean eligible, do you want to explain that?
Yeah, there was I guess there was a time they came into the country, but they weren't given the privilege to give us that platform. But I guess recently the government have approved by June will be monetized. We'll have the privilege, the platform to start making money. But recently, or let's say the way we monetize our content is due Facebook and YouTube. But if we are monetizing, we have to have someone abroad to monetize for us.
Yeah.
So, but now that the government has tried to initiate that, so I guess it will work out.
Wow.
And I like what you said, because you know how, I'll say this, most people are a bit lost or confused when it comes to this Skit-Making thing. And like, you can like post a video, the views will be up, and people just think that, okay, damn, like on Instagram, this person has 1 million views, so like they must be making money. But like, really and truly, like, no, they're really not. It's like, to honestly monetize Skit-Making, or literally anything in the whole creative industry, like, it literally takes a lot, and a lot of funding too. It's not like you just post and then all of a sudden, like, you have money in your pockets. Like, it really doesn't work that way. So like, what he said really like hit home, because that's the honest truth about the whole industry.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like there's so much to talk about when it comes to the business of Skit-Making, because really I want to even go to the kind of apps. You spoke about Instagram and YouTube, right? What other apps would you think upcoming artists, sorry, I don't know why I keep pronouncing artists, skit makers can actually use so that they can grow up and be like you and be like the likes of Shanks and all of that. But before we even, like I said, before we even go into that, let's quickly take a break. Please stay with us.
All right, I see you. I see you.
You're watching Voice Breakfast. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing a very interesting subject, Skit-Making, from viral videos to paychecks. So yes, I mean, I was asking, right, the business part of Skit-Making. What apps do you think upcoming skit makers can use for them to like be known, for them to blow and probably be start monetizing? I feel like it's a whole lot. When you spoke about the fact that you need to have somebody outside the country to be able to monetize for you, well, that one has stress. So what if you don't have?
So that's just it, yeah. But there's something people are trying. They're mix actually.
Okay.
Something people mix. Each application has its purpose, but we don't know that. Most people don't know that.
Please give us that.
Yeah. You see Twitter, right? You tweet. It's meant for tweeting. Texting, tweeting memes, tweeting
thoughts and all of that,
you understand? Then you see TikTok is meant for using sounds. If you notice, that's why they push sounds the more.
Yeah.
You understand? It's meant for using sounds, but people push skits.
There.
On there.
Okay.
If you scroll through TikTok, let's say 10 times, you might see just 2 skits. Before you see another skit, it might take like 20 times. You understand? So Facebook, it's meant for posting just short content.
Okay.
3 minutes, 10 minutes content, short content like that. While Instagram is meant for promoting brands. You understand? Promote your brand, do ads and all those things. While YouTube is meant for movies. But since everyone is trying to push anything possible, so even the owners of the application do research. So when they see that these people are doing these things, they have to give us the features.
The platform.
Because if you notice before, there was nothing like, you cannot post 3 minutes videos on IG. Yeah, there's what they call IGTV before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you post 1 minute plus, it enter IGTV. You cannot post 3 minutes videos on IG. So, but because of the way they see people pushing this and that, they have to just give us that feature.
Yeah. Okay, so Jody has something to say?
Yeah, I have something to ask, actually.
Okay.
2 things, but I'll take one first, and I still think if I should bring the other one later.
All right.
So my question now to you is, a lot of times, most skit makers, when they put out just that one video that spreads them and shouts their names out loud, they feel like they've arrived. So they tend to, now let's be factual and let's be truthful to ourselves.
That's the truth.
They tend to just sit back and relax. That's it. So my question now is, to those kind of people, how do you want to advise them to make their skits making business from one viral video turning them into paychecks?
Consistency.
So how do you build on that consistency?
Yeah, just be consistent. Just keep dropping content. Because these people are watching. Even these celebrities, they are watching what we are doing. You understand? So if I want to help you in any way, and I just see your video pop up, I'll go to your page and I'll check. I'll keep monitoring you. If I see you're not serious, I just abandon you.
True.
And that's with anything you do in life, and especially in this creative industry. I mean, with music, with creating skits, with creating movies, I mean, you have to be consistent to honestly make that name for yourself. It's just straight up consistency with anything that you do in the industry. So,
but then again, Omooba, you know that if I come to this angle now, you will look at me one eye. I have to always bring it up because I mean that's why we're here to educate everyone. So the law is, it's not a respecter of any man.
Definitely.
You know about that. And one thing skit makers do is, Shebi is just joke, I'm cracking. I'm just cracking. It's just for fun. I'm joking. But I know I don't know if you're abreast with the story of a particular skit maker that was arrested because he made use of a minor.
Okay.
Yes, this is why I said I didn't want to bring it because I know she was going to do this. But then again,
go on.
living in the reality of things, the law will still stand. They don't care whether you're trying to crack a joke or not. So what's your take on carrying out skits, right, with the knowledge of the law?
Well, don't do anything that will pass your power.
I mean, so how do you know the things not to do that will pass your power? Because I bet you that guy did not know that if he is a minor, something like this was going to happen to him and he was going to get arrested. So what?
I'm pretty sure he had to know.
I think Joy should give us a more intro. Only please hold on. I think Joy should give us a more intro to what that story is basically, because there are people that would have not watched the video you're talking about. So
I even wish I had, because while you were having this conversation, that's when it just popped in my head. I had to bring it up. Interesting conspiracy. So, I mean, a lot of times it's not just skit makers, and this is the same thing I said on this table on Monday. A lot of citizens in Nigeria do not know the constitution, do not know their rights. So if we just live obviously and we're living our lives, every day counts. I mean, minus one day, we'll keep going ahead.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on? I don't know if I should explain the story now.
Just
do.
Okay. So now, the particular skit maker I'm talking about, I don't want to mention names.
You don't need to.
Thank you. So that particular skit maker did a skit, and it was about using a minor for something, just a misconduct that was actually not allowed. Okay. And in his head, it is just a joke. I'm trying to create something fun. I'm trying to create a content to make Nigerians happy. Guess what? He was arrested for it. And nobody came to like rescue him out. He had to like bail himself out. So I want to believe that a lot of skit makers are just out there obviously working, but they're not recognizing this part that, okay, there are legal terms to these things. So how do you advise skit makers, both present, blown, already made, upcoming, whoever that is even thinking about it from their mother's womb that wants to be a skit maker, how do you advise them in trying to carry out their skits with the knowledge of the law?
You see, I said something earlier. I said, don't do what's past your power, yeah? Okay. Number one. And I said something again. I said, these people are watching. Forget that they don't like your post, they don't comment. They are watching. Even if they themselves are not watching, there are people watching. And there are people online 24/7 on screen recording. Anything you do, they've taken it. There's no matter how you delete it.
Oh, really? There's that kind of people?
Yeah.
Definitely.
No,
I mean, what do you think bloggers do?
On the internet, just like it's on the internet.
I mean,
some people just set their phones to just on a screen record. So once popular this thing is live,
for anybody.
So they are watching. Just be low. Just go low. Do normal skits, normal funny skits. Don't do what will put you into trouble.
I mean, it's really nice to just hear this from you right now.
What I would say is, I think people should. First of all, I don't think there's any law probably directed to skit makers because, I mean, it's a business that just started recently. So I think there needs to be a law for you guys so that you guys will be able, like, you guys would know the kind of skit to do, the kind of skit not to, you know?
Aside the law, you ought to be aware of like the type of content you're on. So, like before you create content, and like you go through like a whole process, right? So tell me how you create a content and not think about the implications of what that content would actually bring.
Yeah. And that's because you are educated. Don't forget that not everybody is educated.
But
you know there are people that don't know what the so-called
person
institution is.
The so-called person in question that she talked about claims to be educated, but yet.
You're saying they're educated.
So education
claims to be educated,
varies. Education varies. I keep saying the asset scheme makers, even me myself that is here talking, I'm just beginning to get myself abreast with it because I just realized that I must need to know about it. A lot of people don't even know what the Constitution is saying. They don't know what the law is saying. We just live our life one day at a time. And then you don't know the little thing you get to do and standing out for you.
I get it.
But, I mean, at least he has given an example to all of you skit makers, so now you know what's not to do. Let him be your scapegoat.
Right. So, Omooba, I mean, it's not just enough to see your page growing. I mean, we see the numbers there. You know, this guy is a top celebrity.
Yeah, actually, those numbers are even little from the one I've gotten before.
Right?
My page have been disabled like twice.
Yeah, I think you said that.
One with 461K, verified 71K. So this is. Well.
So do you have a model in the industry?
That's what I wanted to ask him. I'm not joking. I wanted to say, who do you look for, like, forward to, like, who do you look at when you do all of this, your intelligence and creativity? Yeah.
Well, I'm a creative person.
Check.
Yeah, I'm a creative person. I like doing things. You understand? So I would say I don't look up to people.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not looking up to anybody. I do my thing myself. I want people to look up to me.
Okay, so I understand that part of you want to be very distinctive, which is actually nice.
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of a creative person also, but I'm not in skit-making. I'm into media production.
I'm not saying I don't have a favorite. You understand?
Okay, so who is your favorite?
Okay, let's start from there.
Shaking tables, let's go.
All right, the skit-making, yeah?
Yeah.
Disney.
Disney?
Yeah, Disney.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Disney, I've never.
You don't know Disney?
No.
Oh, you should be arrested.
Maybe she's an international
Sorry, maybe I do. Maybe I just have to like see the face. Maybe like not by the name, but like by the
that
face.
works.
Maybe I know him.
Disney is
So why Disney?
He's a creative person. And I love creativity.
What is his stuff like?
It goes beyond skit making.
Okay.
So I like the fact that you have a favorite person, but when I asked you if you have a mentor, somebody you look up to, I'm very intentional about from viral video to paychecks. Now, it is one thing to just create a video and create a content that you're putting out there and it's getting the likes of so many people and people are interested in it. But how do you create a structure to say, I want to build myself to become a brand, to look up to the likes of AY? I mean, Alibaba is gone, but then again, he's not totally gone. I mean, there are people that are there that have established themselves in an industry, and you can say those guys are already, they are checks on their own.
Yeah.
So how do I now become that kind of person to say that one viral video I made that is going popular and everybody knows me? I'm having, how about 46 or 1,000 people on my Instagram page. How do I generate fun from that? By using the platform of those established people. That's what I will ask when I asked you as a mentor.
Of the established people. I don't really know. That's why I say I like doing my things myself. I don't really know.
I think it just boils down to the same apps, just like he has explained before on the use of those apps, right? I think it's just to utilize it properly, then I think from there you'll be able to have, you know.
Also, this is just a shout out. I mean, I know like there are a lot of creative people out there, a lot of creative people not getting their flowers yet, but all I have to say is that you guys should just keep pushing, keep being consistent, and eventually you get what you want to get. I mean, he's a good example of that, as you can see. So
apart from consistency, right, what other thing do you think upcoming skit makers should embrace in order for them to start getting paychecks?
Start getting paycheck?
Yeah, for them to start making money.
Well, consistency is key.
They have to first put themselves out
there.
That's it. They have to, first of all, put themselves out there.
First put yourself out there and you don't have pride.
You build your portfolio, right?
When you build yourself, because there are so many people, there are so many celebrities that have posted me on their story. Yeah. Even people that I didn't even think they can, like Diamond Platinums.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Burna Boy. Those kind of people. You understand? So, but them posting me, I'm not the kind of person that will now start looking down on people.
You're in on your head right now.
You understand my point? And don't forget where you started from. Definitely. Don't forget the people that started with you.
That's very key.
You understand? Don't forget where you started from. Don't forget the people that started with you. You understand?
So yeah, we've heard your favorite. Oh yeah, Wani, what's your favorite skit maker? Or who is your favorite skit maker?
Oh my gosh, you put me on the spot.
Do you understand?
I don't really know. Like,
I don't understand. What would you know about your favorite skit maker?
Sorry, Shanks, because he's the only one that I. Oh, sorry, Omoobaoflagos. Right here. Why did I even go far?
Come to me. DNA is my favorite skit maker. I mean,
that video was
DNA.
No, she has it for me.
Okay.
Just between you, she will always blow your cover.
What's that? It's DNA. That's the full meaning.
I don't know why anytime I bring up a name,
it goes because the names are always sounding very.
I was, you know, DNA twins, right? That may be signed one time.
Okay, so I'm not an entertainment person, so
okay,
I am, but it's a shame that I don't know what.
So I was a DNA. I was a DNA first and only DNA. Then I just heard
DNA. Wow.
DNA twins. I was like, what should I do? Like, okay, let me add fresh. I'll soon be fresh one day. So I added fresh now. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like today we have actually had a very fantastic conversation right here. It has been an interesting ride. Thank you so much, Omooba, for coming.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. So yeah, so we get on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be diving straight to the book review. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. It's the book review segment. I think I just like saying that word in particular. So yes, the book to be reviewed today is The 48 Laws of Power, as usual, authored by Robert Greene. I'll be taking the 41st law, which says avoid stepping into a great man's shoe. If you succeed as a great leader or famous parent, right, find or create your own space to feel, sharply separate from the past and set your own standards, or you will be deemed a failure for not being a clone to your predecessor. So I think this is actually just speaking to the last thing Omooba said today, which is don't forget where you're coming from. In as much as you've grown or you're not big, you're not like you're not famous and everybody now knows you, or you're not in power, regardless of what you feel or your status at that point, I feel like you should not forget your background. You know, try as much as possible that you don't step into other people's shoes. Try as much as possible not to have pride, regardless of the amount you have in your account. So, I mean, that's what Robert Greene is bringing to us today. Yes, Joy, let's hear your law.
Oh, my money be talking. Money be shutting nonsense. Please have money.
Period.
Have money. Anyways, I will be reviewing the 42nd law and the 48 laws of power. And the law states that strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. The law says some people are irredeemable. They never cease to cause problems. You must learn to spot them and attack mercilessly. Don't negotiate. Seek to banish or isolate them, and your other people problems will scatter. So basically what this states is, in every group of gathering, there's one person that thinks to, or that tends to have a force or have a grip of everybody. And you know that being in that space and you want to stay authoritative, you want to stay with the whole power you have to, first of all, attack that person. And that's how you will be able to get the whole person. So basically the law is still stating, find out one person that has a grip. Better still, I rather advise you keep that person as your ally. It means you have a control of everybody. So as opposed to scattering them, keep them as your ally, and then you have everybody in your command and control.
But also I'd be cautious, regardless of, I mean, you might keep people as your ally, but don't forget they're humans too.
Yeah. So
they're humans too.
If you keep people as your ally, then you remember other laws that we've reviewed that say
exactly.
you don't spill out everything. At times you keep something to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Don't give room for syphilis.
No room for syphilis.
Period. So let's hear yours, Ernie.
Okay, and lastly, the cutest of all will be taking the 43rd law. Which literally states, work on the hearts and minds of others. So this pretty much says, it is best to make people want to move in your direction instead of using force to compel them. Learn their psychology and their weaknesses. Play to their emotions and what they fear and desire. If you don't pay attention to people's desires and instead use force, they will eventually start to hate you. And you know what? This is so true. I mean, it pretty much is just like, be kind. I mean, people are already struggling as bad as it is, right? So, like, if you play to people's hearts and their minds, like, if you're kind to them, they will obviously want to follow you and just be around you. And, like, to them, you'd be, like, this God who is helping them and, like, helping their struggles. But, like, if you're using force to, like, direct people or control people, it's going to be like, what? Like, who?
I
Why?
get it.
So, like, yeah, just work on the hearts and minds of other people and you'll be good.
I mean, but this just boils down to not let them see you finish, to be sincere. In as much as you're stretching a hand of kindness, or you're not being a horrible boss, you're trying to be calm and all of those things, you just have to make sure that nobody's riding your kindness.
But don't be too kind.
Don't be, you see?
Just know when to call the shots and when not to call them.
True. That's why I would always advise people that regardless of, or no matter how spread your hands are, you should always have like this, what do they call that now?
Right.
Always have like this brackage where people can't come into your space except you allow them to. So, I mean, that's it. Like, have a fence around
Like
you,
your
regardless
boundary,
of
right?
how kindness.
I mean, yeah, always have your boundaries because, damn, you can't let people mess with you regardless.
Period. So, I mean, I feel like today has been an interesting one. We had an insightful conversation. Big thanks to our fantastic guest. Omooba, thank you so much for coming. Right now, as I said that thing, I'm feeling like I am a...
But that's my last name.
Exactly. Moving on. Okay. Aka. Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
I'm calling the police.
I will help you. Oh my God. Don't worry. I feel like I'm going to have like a lesson.
Akaniene.
Akai.
There's no Akaniene. Please just go. Let's go.
Jesus. Don't worry. I think
Akaniene.
on this one, Omooba had to sit me down to teach me on that because, bro, it's not easy. Thank you so much, our guests. Thank you so much, our viewers, for tuning in. It's not been easy, trust me. I mean, the fact that you use your data to always watch us, it's a memorable one. Thank you so much. Like I said earlier, today's conversation was beautiful, it was insightful, it was intelligent, it was smart. Yeah, tune in again tomorrow. Tune in again on Monday. Before I say tomorrow.
TGIF.
I'm not having lunch. I'm not having lunch tomorrow. Tune in on Monday for another exciting conversation. Yes, and don't forget to catch Waste Prime. You know, every time, the days of the week from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. via learning and laughter. You know what it is. It comes together and it brightens your mood. So from me and my awesome buddies, It's goodbye for now. We can't wait to, chat
Ciao
to you
for
again
real.
soon. Until then, stay informed, stay curious, stay inspired, and stay tuned. See you on Monday. Bye.